Hello, friends. Welcome in. Good day to you. We are going to get started here with the daily grind. If you would just give me a moment, one moment in time. Maybe, I don't know, music could be, maybe music is a regular part of some of your lives. Let me start with the channel messages that I'm receiving. And for those of you who desire the replay, those will be uploading today on Patreon. Nonetheless, in my meditation, I was getting some significance today around someone receiving several warning signs. Okay. And this is like to let go of something, to let go of someone. There's something significant about evidence. Okay. And this is like someone, I do feel this energy of like a warning that is significant, where there's evidence presenting, there's something material that proves something or someone right or wrong. Some of you, this is going to be really beneficial to you because you're finding love. There is a collaborative energy at play that comes in, that is what feels like helping to simplify a situation or circumstances for you. It's kind of like the energy of, when you have a family member or friend that shows you love. Maybe they have a conversation with you, they talk to you about something, and they tell you like, this can be like a bro, this ain't worth it. It can be like a sis, why are you tripping? This is, that's love. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel an energy where somewhere between the two comes in today, and what feels like has, having the evidence or something that proves or what feels like substantiates either acceptance, that could be letting go of resistance, right? That could also be like putting up some form of resistance. And so I feel today comes in, it's almost like this energy of like, I have studied, and in my study, something has come to my attention or my awareness. And so I have to let whatever that is go. The channel song that I heard was, I hear New Monica, right? Silly on me, devoted so much time to find you a favor, boy. I nearly lost my mind. Right past your house every night, in and on my car. Wondering what you had on me to make you break my heart. You make me feel so unreal. Okay. So if you think about it, right, a person who's in that position, if someone's making them feel unreal, um, then that person is in a position where they're having to accept, I gotta let you go. I deserve better. You're making me feel like I'm not real, and meanwhile, I'm the realest, okay? Type energy. And so for some of you, you could be in that position today, which is liberating, right? It's the freedom to find love, right? I'm not putting up with this, so now I'm actually freed up. Even for some of you, what you don't realize, thank you, Holy Spirit, the word frequency came up for me in meditation. And to expound on that, I'm not just talking about like frequency in terms of vibration, right? Like sound frequencies or light frequencies. I'm also talking about frequency in terms of like regularity. So this can be where, maybe it is a person like you always do, that you keep doing whatever the frequency, is it increasing? Is it decreasing? And further, how does that affect my vibration? You think about it. If someone's treating you in a manner that is unreal, like I'm not the truth, like I'm not the realest out here, what does that do for your vibration by holding on to them if they're treating you like you're fake? And let me be very clear. It's not solely an energy of cheating, just so that you guys know. This is also an energy of like, out here, Trina, I'm the baddest. So if you treat a person like they're not the baddest in the game, if you will, but they actually are, that person is going to get to a point where frequency wise, it's going to begin to weigh on their frequency, whether it's putting energy into trying to convince you, right? So I get the energy today of studying. And for some of you, this is going to be good to study one's own actions, because what I was saying is it's not just cheating. Sometimes this is the energy of the avoidant. It's someone who is avoiding digging deeper. Sometimes this is a person who stands back and watches you. They just take your energy in. So some of you could be familiar with persons like that. That's what it gives. Personalities is almost like observant, but not quite the observer, because they are failing to make the decision that creates the quantum collapse. So what ends up happening is they experience the quantum collapse, and the person that they're standing back watching or observing, it begins to weigh their frequency down. So there could be cord cutting that's significant today, but it's almost like that release is going to be felt. So when that cord cutting takes place, and that person liberates themselves from that vibration, that this could be like not hearing from a person as often, not calling, or not. It gives the energy of like, I don't know why it feels like when that happens, a person is going to feel it in their frequency. So it does feel like the energy of like realizing I've been cut off, because if I was holding on to their energy, it's almost like I've been released, or no longer holding on to their energy anymore. And so what could be like a person has to carry their own burdens. It could also be like realizing how much another person carried, but it being too late. Okay. So I don't know why I feel like today is kind of like, if spirit is getting your attention concerning some things, bringing some things to your awareness, then I definitely feel like that is an indication of love, and spirit wants you to be clear about what love is. So this could be, again, bringing in other people. I don't know why it's giving like other pieces. It could be maybe kind of like a team effort, if you will, or group effort. But there could be something coming in from that is helping a person to let go of what is not love and to receive what is love, because it feels as though, I just heard, love is preparing to exit the building. So it does feel like if that doesn't happen, then it's almost like, you know how when you get the spiritual release, to go a new direction or a different direction, I feel like you're going to get that. So for those of you who, and you already know these messages resonate on varying levels, because sometimes that has to do with, you know what I mean, in a job, right? I've been going out for the promotion or waiting for them. Maybe it is the pay raise, things of that nature, to accept this. This feels like, if there has been waiting or delay, it feels like perhaps even tolerance, temperance, then the angels may be telling someone, all right, everything is balanced out, everything is good. Now, let's go a new direction. The beauty of this is that this can be someone else's. And so like, I don't want anyone to worry, because I definitely feel like this is creating karmic balance. Okay. So some of you've been in a position where what you've been experiencing is imbalance. Maybe you've been in a position where you've been, you know, this could be like doing all the work. Maybe you've been proving, but spirit could be bringing something in. And this is kind of like multifold or multifaceted how this works, where a lot of times there will be things, and it gives like, is my living in vain? Is my praying in vain? A lot of times you feel like it is, because you don't see signs or results, and something could be coming in where spirit is getting your attention or bringing to your awareness something that is evidence, if you will. I got you. Hold on, persist, continue, persevere. Right? I am empowering you. I am strengthening you. This is the right direction. This is the right way. They're the right person. I feel something like that coming in today, but there's some very heavy significance around the evidence, if you will. Okay. Now, and it feels like the timing is right for whatever this is to come in. I heard the name McClendon in my meditation. Um, there's something very significant today around like hierarchy, but specifically like the people at the very top, the tip top. Okay. So take that however it is that you will. Some of you, that could be indicative of like the direction that you're going. This could be like, I don't know, it could be like I filed a complaint with a company, and your complaint may be making its way to the people who are at the top and the board seats, things of that nature. So just for some of you who may be in that position, look at this, y'all. I literally cannot make this up. What did I tell you? Hey, Ash, good to see you. Good day to you. And thank you for the hearts. Forgive me, I've not been looking on screen. I know that some of you others are here. Hey, Tanya. Appreciate you being here. Welcome in. Hey, Shay. What's up, party? Layla, Miss Lisa, Rosie, Yusufa, Blue Diamond. Thank you guys for the love you're showing. Grand rising to you, my dear. Alima. What's up, Cody? What's up, honey? Honey bunny. Dodger. What's up, Liz? Hey, Jose. Jose. What's up, Parfait? Thank you for being here. Hey, Bree, good to see you. What's up, Don? Welcome in, my love. Julie, Tanya, Kathy, Bear. Appreciate you being here, dear. Thank you to all of you who are here. It really, really means a lot to me. Miss Lisa in the house. Oh, good day to you as well. The realtor, right? Getting all your housing needs taken care of, right? Go see her, right? You need a property, she got you, okay? All right, thank you guys for being here. Let's tap in. And as you can see here, what did I say? I said it feels the energy of someone who is observing. And then what happens in their observation, realizing they have to make some sort of a decision or call to create the quantum collapse. And here we have what? I told you guys I felt observer energy, and here's the first cards out. We have purity and observer. So on the other side, let's just say, like, I don't feel an energy of it being too late. I feel an energy of spirit is giving you a sign or an indication of some sort. Spirit is showing you, you create the quantum collapse in whatever circumstance it is that you may be dealing with or working through. And it feels as though you are either, when the evidence appears, if you will, where you get your sign from God in some sense or another, then that's the quantum collapse or the realization for you, again, that something or that someone is real. And then it feels as though, bottom of the deck here, you have to make a choice. Okay, so the top of the day comes the quantum collapse. Once, excuse me, I'm not going to take these. Once that quantum collapse comes in, you make whatever decision is that spirit has you making. And once that decision is made, it feels like contingent upon whether or not you chose based on the real or the fake, right? Because if I'm an avoidant, right, perhaps not, maybe I am a cheater, right? I'm just being completely honest. The way I'm seeing them spiritually, they're running on the same spectrum. So the energy is the same in that it's rooted in fear. People cheat because they're fearful of being honest with their person. And so they rob them. What they do is they're a thief. They are robbing their person of the opportunity to make a decision as to whether they want to stay based on the choice that I'm intending to make. So if I'm intending to interact with this person in a way that you don't agree with, and I perceive that you will choose to discontinue your relationship with me or let go of me, what I do is take from you the opportunity. I'm stealing from you the opportunity to make that decision by cheating, right? Because I conceal or I cover it up. So I'm not going to allow you to make that choice. I'm going to make the choice for you, even though I perhaps know or perceive what it is that you would want to do, or perhaps that's not my decision to make, that you stay with me despite my behavior, right? Similarly, with an avoidant does that. An avoidant recognizes when a person is making the attempts, when they're trying, when they're putting forth their effort. And if they continue to avoid what could be seeing it as love, right? Accepting the love, right? Which could indicate like if you it gives the energy of like you can't let go of your past, which could be like trauma, things that you've been through, right? If you maybe dealt with this with another person, but that's not what I'm doing, whether it's cheating or otherwise, right? It doesn't have to be. This can just be, again, like getting over on people, right? If that's the case, and that's what you're used to in the past, and I have shown you the evidence, I have proven to you, I have made what could be like every attempt possible to get you to see that, this is not what you're used to, but you're still, despite the evidence, if you will, you're still unwilling to accept this is that quantum collapse on you. Okay. That's where I feel like the choice begins to mirror. So perhaps midday, something is revealed that demonstrates to you that you made the choice, you chose the real, or perhaps what demonstrates to you, you chose the fake. Okay. And what feels like, I just heard getting faked out. Okay. I ain't gonna lie, it's giving like 52 fake out, right? So, I mean, maybe some of you are doing sports today. I like this because neutral comes in. Okay. This is where, hey, thank you, Ash. Appreciate the roses, dear. Thank you so much. But when this neutral comes in, what it does is, I hear Tamar, all is fair in love and war is what I'm getting. And this makes me feel like the battle is won. It's almost like, again, when I talk about balance being brought in, it's brought to foot. And it's almost like, since you wouldn't do, Spirit has somebody else do. Since you wouldn't accept or receive the love, Spirit has someone else create the quantum collapse in order to receive the love. This feels very personal in nature, where each of us at the end of the day knows perhaps which aspect of the role it is that we've been playing, right? What we need to do to show love, right? Even if that's to ourselves, because sometimes God will say, mm-mm, you need to choose you, because that is not real love, right? That's not pure love. And this could be where you are in observation of that, realizing I'm not going to play or act like the love here is real, or that this is real. I am going to, again, choose myself, and very well could be waiting to do so, or just observing to see if someone else will maybe present in an air or a manner that is perhaps more authentic. I do get the energy of like something being cleared. And this is kind of like, if that person does that, a transformational energy comes across, which feels like it could be in the form of a message, or it could be in the form of someone doing something, and that be what denotes to you that they've made what could be like the decision, the call, or the change that's necessary. And on the other side of that, then it's like, okay, I ain't got to, I don't know why it's getting like, I ain't got to cut you off now, right? And it doesn't have to be like to that degree. It could certainly be like, all right, we talking now, that's better. The sound, that's more like it. It's kind of what it gives. And again, the frequency, if the frequency was weighing me down, I just heard herein lies the pick me up. Okay. So some of you, there's a pick me up of some sort today that I feel like is coming in. And what that's doing is, it does feel as though it's neutralizing some area of your life where I feel perhaps was becoming vibrationally heavy. Okay. And again, what this is doing, I feel, is showing you in a spiritual sense the authentic from the inauthentic. And it's showing you based on your ability to perceive or conceive what feels like the real from the fake. And if I thought something or someone was not real, this is you being spiritually sensitive. And I don't know why I feel almost like I don't believe that God tests us. I believe that the way in which we have been created, and that the world, the universe has been formed or fashioned, is in such a way where the lessons are built in. If you know them and you operate or function in a way that applies what it is that you've learned, then you literally go from glory to glory. It's like, again, it's almost like skipping grades, if you will. You graduate from one season of life to the next. That's continually, it's upward mobility, if you will. It's much like in career, where if you get in the role and you excel and you do well, then you get promoted very, very quickly. And so if there is an energy like that at play, or a dispensation of grace like that, at play, then life is all about figuring out the game, how to play it, and then just playing. It's almost again like running plays. There's something significant about a running back, okay? But it's like running plays, and what could even be the same play over and over again and seeing it mirror you. Sometimes these plays have to do with like good character, right? I'm going to, what could be like have integrity. When no one's watching, I'm still going to do what I'm supposed to. I'm going to take care of you, or I'm going to speak highly of you behind your back. I'm going to do what I know is right, even when I'm not going to necessarily, maybe I perceive that I won't be held accountable. And it's almost like as you move through life, knowing what it is that you're supposed to do at each junction, and so doing just that, and then being graduated, being skipped forward, being accelerated to whatever the next phase of the journey is. So some of you don't take that for granted in any given area of life. I do feel an energy of quantum leaps being very significant today. So some of you may find that there are quantum leaps taking place, and this could indicate, hallelujah, God, I thank you. Some of you, I feel the power of God in the area of deliverance, where if there are things that you needed to be delivered from, yeah, I hear Leandria, Lord, deliver me. All I seem to do is hurt me, hurt me. If you've been needing to be delivered from something, from someone, right? It could be from yourself, right? Why do I keep doing this to me? All I seem to do is make the decisions or the choices that hurt me. And God, now I remember it is your grace that comes in and literally saves me from that and wants me to be made whole. So liberate me from what could be. This feels like for every temptation, there's a way of escape. And for some of you today, what God is moving you into. Thank you, Holy Spirit. God is so faithful to you. And this is why you meet people sometimes. And just to be very clear, sometimes you meet people and they just can't let go, right? Sometimes you meet people and, when it comes to, I just heard the overwhelming, never ending, reckless love of God. It could be the way in which they show you love is reckless. Girl, you bending over backwards. Boy, you going all up out your way just to show them love, right? And you think about it, you will have friends, you will have family, you will have everybody under the sun telling you, cut that mother off, right? In the name of Jesus. And when I say that, it'll be because you've been given every conscious reason. Yeah, so you've been given every reason under the sun to cut someone off, but also operating under a dispensation of God's grace that remembers, no, when I was down in the pit, when I was in the muck and the mire, God sent somebody who charged in, who wouldn't stop loving me, who wouldn't give up on me, who said, I'm not going to fail you. I know everybody else deserted you. I know they abandoned you, but I'm not going to give up on you. And some of you, you may be in a position where there are things that you don't understand. Maybe it's about the way another moves. Maybe it's about the way that you move. Maybe it's about the way somebody else is moving as it pertains to you. Why do you love me so much? Yeah, you're, oh, the way you love me. Why do you love me so much? Why do you love me so big? Why you love me from the bottom of my shoes, spiritual sage? Why? Why do you love me that much? And sometimes what you have to do is accept this is God trying to deliver you by showing you just how deep his love is for you. And some of you, you forgot about that because you've been given to the ways that is shallow love, and you've been accepting it and you've been tolerating it and you've seen it as normal, perhaps because you have trauma associated with shallow love. That's the way love is supposed to. Love's supposed to be phony. Love's supposed to be fake. Love's not supposed to be real with you. Real love, that deep love, authentic love, that's not real. Where it's pure, where it will get down there with you, where it will pop up on you, that's not real love. Why ain't it? And something feels as though today Spirit is giving you again the evidence, and by faith you're going to make some sort of a quantum leap out of some situation perhaps that was no good. You're no good, you're no good, right? Into, I just heard crazy good, faithful good, and what feels like accepting what is really God, really, really, right? And disconnecting, letting go of what you recognize is not the love of God. And suddenly your soul remembers, even if this is you, what being, sometimes this is, we ready to make some sort of decision and put ourselves wholly in it. And then, I can't lie, I feel the energy of snap out of it, an anointing to snap out of it today, where I don't know if some of you are in a position where you in a daze, where you in a trance. I don't know if somebody got you under their spell, in their clutches. I declare today that the spell is broken off of you. If someone has something over you that is causing you to make decisions that are out of alignment for your life, that are not real, that are not pure, I declare today that the spell is broken. They no longer have you in a trance. They no longer have you in a chokehold. They no longer have you by their clutches. Absolutely not. You will not repeat the cycle of falling prey. Snap out of it. Anointing is available to you today. And some of you, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be, I can't lie, I see it in the spirit. Somebody's going to be prepared. For somebody, this is someone who is preparing to walk down the aisle. I just heard, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Not with that one, because that is not what God ordained. And God said, nope, I'm not even about to let you yoke up with, that's not even real. That's going to take all your, every last bit of your power. For somebody, that's going to resonate more deeply. They're going to take every last drop of your power. I am not going to let you marry them, sever. Okay, so somebody's going to get severed. That can even be a job, right? They was getting ready to give somebody a contract. No, you're not. You're not contracting with them. No, the hell you down the tire, Medea. No, the hell you're not. Okay, something's about, and then whatever this is going to take place very quickly. Okay, just so you know, it's going to take place very, very quickly. Somebody, and I do feel the energy of like somebody becoming like, I don't know why it's giving like, you know, at the end of on Super Mario All-Stars, right? When they get to the end of the game where time is running out, it's like you better run, right? And it gives like something of that nature is happening, where it's almost like somebody gets scared. But if you think about it, talking about the real from the fake, right? I don't know why it gives like, when you looking at the real from the fake, someone who is an imposter, when things are going according to just as I planned, right? Then the imposter is fine. They're cool. I just heard cool as a cucumber. Okay, the imposter is cool as a cucumber. When you're dealing with the real and things do not go according to plan with the real one, this is not they gonna set trip. Okay, so the real one's definitely set trip, but that's when the evidence or the fruits actually pour forth, and what feels like the depth of their heart actually come out. So something makes me feel like that's what's going to happen today. This is giving King Solomon, remember the two women with the baby's mine. No, the baby's mine. She lying, you slept on your baby. And then King Solomon said, okay, since that's the case, we're going to cut this child in half, and both of you will get one half of the baby, she'll get the other half of the baby. And that's when the real mother was like, no, what you won't do is cut my baby in half. Okay, so there could be some significance around, just look at the symbolism in that, right? This could be, that don't even have to be, that could be custody, right? You want to get your child 50% of the time, they'll get the child 50% of the time. If that's the case, you think about it, right? If you talking, I don't know, it gives like in a relationship, right? And for some of you, this may resonate in terms of deliverance, where God is going to show you whether or not a person, this is like someone who's getting married for the baby. This is the way you're going to find out whether, perhaps a way you find out whether or not a person is really for you, or if they're just for what could be like the benefits that come along, because this feels like someone perhaps even maybe proposing to just do joint custody. I'll keep her 50% of the time, you can keep them 50% of the time. And if that's the case, if you really, for me, then you want to be with me. It's not a hold on, what you mean, 50% of the time. It gives, and again, it doesn't have to be something like that, but it gives almost like presenting something, making an offer, from a standpoint or point of view of someone who has a higher vantage point, and dependent upon what that person chooses, demonstrates you that's real, like that's real love. And it's almost like otherwise you wouldn't have chosen me. You would have chosen what feels like, again, the baby, or you would have chosen, it feels like it's something of that nature that comes in today. So I get like if there is some sense of what could be like, yeah, I hear Usher. If there's a question of my love, you got it. Baby, I've been making plans for you. Let me give y'all another example the Spirit actually brought up for me in meditation. And this is deep, hey, is that my friend? Hold on, I thought I saw her. What's up, Diana? You left? Okay. Look, sometimes it'd be like, thank you for the follow, Melissa. It's like he was possessed. I'm sorry. I was literally telling him to snap out of it because he was having a mental breakdown yesterday. I'm sorry to hear that, love. But I'm glad that you got to safety. Sometimes in those situations, especially when we don't know how to deal with that, then it does make more sense for us to simply remove ourselves from the circumstance, so that we are not falling prey or in harm's way. If you want to inbox me, Diana, I invite you to, but there is certainly no obligation. But I say that because I'm big on when there's an energy of deliverance at play, right? Um, Y'all hear Kiara Shear, be free. Yete baso mandi biara na maya base. Whomever it is that you did, they can be free, right? A person has to desire to be free, though. Um, Freedom is available to someone who wants to be. Even if a person is possessed, they don't have to maintain that. You don't have to have that demon. You don't have to be bound. You can be set free. You don't have to struggle with that. So even the same way that you decided to leave, you freed yourself. You said it won't got me. In the same way, he can be free. So if you'd like to inbox me so that I just want to stand in agreement with you is all. That's all. And usually I do that. I'll say, just send me their name. And I'll be with you in spirit, on this end, keeping them covered. Hey, Erica. I'm about to say, I know I saw some of my friends come in, y'all. I love y'all. Just know I love y'all in case I missed you. Hey, Phoenix. Good to see you too. Back again. Hello, Malak. Talk to you soon, and for how long? You're being called to work right now. Malak, you're being called to self work. That's why he's not speaking to you. Hey, Amanda, thank you for the follow. Thank you for sharing, Melissa. That means a lot to me. D Supreme, that means so much. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for the follows. If you haven't followed the channel, this is a good time for you guys to go ahead and do so. Let's continue forward and getting these messages, okay? Because I want to talk about. I don't know if you guys saw what's going on, or what happened at the Chris Brown and Usher concert, right? If you saw, obviously it's a performance. Everybody who goes knows that, and most people know there's certain seating that you have where it's likely you likely to get called on stage, and if so, you become one of the characters in the show, right? Most people are aware of that when you go to a concert. And there was a girl, at one of their recent shows, who I don't know if they signed something or what, but she ended up in one of those seats, and she did get called up on stage. Well, Usher was dancing with her, which is very common for his concerts. It's part of the performance. It's nothing new. But she got on stage, and I can't lie, I was very proud of Usher, because this is a perfect example of the energy that's at play today, right? Usher began to dance with the girl as part of his role. And the girl, you could just see a very cold, she was almost like pulling away from Usher, almost as if it was in distaste or disgust, right? And so Usher could have played his role and just kept going, even though the girl is being very cold natured. She's not playing her part, right? And this is right in life, right? We can just keep going along, even though and act like they playing their role just to have a warm body there. Or we can accept love and Usher pull back, right? I don't care if the whole show, he like, what is this, right? He's like, I'm doing my part. Clearly, y'all see me up here glistening, right? Ready to make it happen, right? What is this, right? Get this ice box off my stage, right? And so that was self-love, him remembering who he is. I want to keep going, but I gotta let this go, right? Let's neutralize the situation, and doing so in his own very own way, right? Not distasteful, not disrespectful. He didn't, get your, he didn't go as far as perhaps what he could have. But even still, right? Even in the mirroring nature of that, if you watch, I want to say I saw TMZ had interviewed the girl, and the girl said, because I think people were of the impression maybe she had a boyfriend or something like that, right? Obviously, in a situation like that, perhaps it is like, I don't know if he gonna go for that. That wasn't the case. The girl actually said that it was obviously a Chris Brown and Usher concert. She said that she came for Chris Brown. I was more there for Chris Brown than I was for Usher. Well, this is the quantum leap, right? Because obviously, so she felt like she perhaps was showing her self love, but is that really real? And this is where the girl is inauthentic, because if you really were there for Chris Brown, you would see that was Chris Brown's show too. And what you did was ruin Chris Brown's show because of your own selfishness. That's not real love. That's fake love. So if I'm Chris Brown, then I'm looking at you and saying, you're one fan that I never want to meet, because if you would ruin my entire show just because you didn't get what you want, then I really have to question whether or not your fandom is real or if you're just a phony. And I'm not calling her a phony. That is the spiritual perspective that I get. So it gives a release to let go. I'm not move along. And so I feel an energy of things like that. When you talk about quantum leaps, when you talk about perspectives or angles, that would kind of be the perspective or point of view, which is like, again, realizing the spirit will show you love, because love involves stewardship. If you love me, then you will realize I'm invested in this too. You will realize, how much the success of it means to me too. You will realize how important or significant it is that you play your part, and the benefit in simply being here. You would show up in the ways it is that I need you to perhaps show up, so that, this show, actually happens. And again, whatever that looks like. So I kind of get an energy today that has to do with kind of like thinking through some things in a different way, which could be like, holding a grudge. Are you holding a grudge? Thank you, love. Appreciate the hand heart, golden child. You know what's crazy? I said something about the golden child on yesterday's messages. So seeing you pop up today, perhaps there is some significance. I'm going to have to go back and revisit yesterday's message to see what I was talking about when I said that. But let's get some cartomancy, because if something feels like today, then I get the energy of like something. I just heard the good outweighs the bad. And some of you, that's what you're finding in certain relationships. The good outweighs the bad. Some of you, you're finding, the bad outweighs the good, and the way that you're neutralizing is releasing or letting go, right? And I don't know why I feel a grace of simplicity today, where however it is that this is being shown or revealed to you, God is making it is simplifying it so that it's not rocket science for you, so that it's not difficult for you. And this could even, there's something significant about memories today. So Spirit could be bringing something back to your remembrance. And this could be anything, but as you remember, maybe it is something that you were told before, something that this is kind of like having the wisdom to know what to do. Okay. I also just heard something about chronic obstruction. So there could be something significant. It's giving like COPD, right? Chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder could be significant. That has to do with the lungs. So there could be blockages in someone's lungs that are at play or significant. There could also be some sort of blockage, if you will. Let me be very clear. There's something midday that is the energy of obstinance, and that's what I feel like the mirror is. This is okay. I hear Sia. No, that is not. I want to say her name is Chantel. I also hear the name Sherelle. But Chantel is impossible, impossible, possible. Excuse me, guys. I'm like really, I got a lot of drainage. I also hear Sia. I want to say, I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable. Unstoppable today. That's the midday energy. Something is unstoppable, which makes me feel like something continues or keeps going. Someone wants to stop it, but they can't. Okay. That is what feels like spirit. Okay. And this is kind of like something makes someone uncomfortable. So I don't know why it's getting like, turn it off. Right. I don't know why. I can't lie. For somebody, this is like a phone, and I'm kind of getting the energy of like, maybe it is like a message starts playing or a video starts playing, or this could be like the line just connects and picks up somebody trying to hang it up real quick. And it's like none of the buttons will work to hang it up. But it's almost like that's because spirit wants to reveal something to someone. And whatever this is, this could be a person talking or anything. And whatever it is, it's almost like spirit is showing somebody love, very deep love, in whatever that is that happens. But there's something midday that I feel like is revealed, that is a mirror, that is spirit showing what feels like the real from the fake, because it's almost like if it wasn't real, you would be able to stop it. If it is because it's real, that's why you can't stop whatever this is. And it could be like someone from doing something. We go from water at the top of the day into fire midday, and then ether at the end of the day. So I feel like at the end of the day, ... it's all God, is what I would caption that if I had to. At the end of the day, it's all God. And I feel like it's almost like there's no arguing that, there's no debating that, because something is brought what feels like to foot or to neutral. And let me be very clear. With this at the bottom of the deck, it could certainly, I hear money, 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 money. So it could be something about money. There could be a financial gift of some sort. It could also be like money shows up, money appears. Oh no, is it money long? Right, twin, where have you been? Nobody loves me. Maybe it is. Maybe it's money long. Maybe your money's getting longer. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but it does feel as though something that offers, something comes in and it brings about peace, or what feels like, I can't lie, it just kind of gives like, it silences something. The naysayers, the haters, there's something of that nature. It silences something, and it feels like gives value. I also heard gives credence, gives merit to something, and whatever that is, I just heard there's no bones about. That is what I have for you. I don't know why something makes me feel like, I hear Adele. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. I have no story to be told, but I'm the vines of you and gonna let my burn. The skies of your love remind me of us. This is Rolling in the Deep. Now, I don't know if y'all know about that song. Rolling in the Deep is deeper than what most people know. Okay, we could have had it all. Rolling in the deep, right? You had my heart inside your hands, but you played it to the beat. Something make me feel like somebody gonna get some work. They're gonna catch some holy hands, some spiritual hands. If they not being, and that's what it feel like. If somebody hasn't been honest, it feels as though spiritually, whatever it is, it's like somebody has committed some sort of spiritual foul or offense, whatever it is that they have done in spirit. is very, very deep, and something makes me feel like because of the depth of what they have done in a spiritual nature, something that on the other hand that is going to neutralize whatever that I just heard they're never going to do it again. Okay. And this feels like it could be like somebody has done some sort of, again, you think about it. If I talked about somebody being in a trance, somebody being under a spell, if someone has cast a spell on someone, the spell that they did was so deep that when they come out of it, whoever this is kind of like them losing everything or taking everything, and what feels like someone being in a position where they're baffled because they never thought it would happen. There could certainly be significance around ritual of some sort of any type today. It don't have to be like love spell, but it could just be like if someone was bound to something, to someone in a situation or circumstance. It feels like the depth of love is literally bringing them out of whatever that is, or breaking someone free from that today. And I ain't gonna lie, this feel like I don't know why it's giving like all the witches can shut up. So whatever it's doing, it's shutting some people up, it's silencing them, because it's almost like whomever this is unique. God has their hand on them, and God don't play about whoever this is. And if somebody wanted to block or to stop or to get in the way, whoever this is like anybody who tries to obstruct, anyone who tries to get it. Something make me feel like they're gonna be choked out. If something could be significant about being choked out, not condoning or encouraging any acts of violence. Actually, quite the opposite. But this feels like someone is being stopped, and meanwhile someone is what feels like moving forward, and can't be stopped, because the energy behind doing so is so great. So congratulations if you are being delivered today, if you are being set free today, if you're getting some sort of release that's taking place today, then I feel like it's because God sees what it is that you have done in what feels like purity of heart. That is very deeply understood. And it feels as though I just heard God is accepting your offering. So you could have offered something, or some of you may be making an offering, but God is accepting your offering, and whatever that's doing is bringing something, I just heard, completely to foot. And it feels like the energy of Jesus paid it all. This is restoring you. For some of you, this could be clearing some sort of debt for you. This could certainly be some sort of price being paid in what feels like you have already sown whatever the seeds are, in wisdom. And so I do get the energy somebody's being rewarded openly. And when you are rewarded openly, this means that if it's sin, that's been taking place behind the scenes, somebody gonna get an open reward, which feels like the energy of an open rebuke. If what you've been doing behind the scenes has been in love, pure love, sweet love, right? Rocking with Miss Baker, right? If it's been in sweet love, then the reward, the way, I ain't gonna lie, God gonna scream your name so loud and so proud. God might be black today, okay? Because it kind of feel that like that energy, right? Say it loud, right? Say it loud, right? Speak up, box. I gives that energy where something that God is giving, doing in you is a great sense of pride in what feels like your uniqueness. And speaking of, we do have the black egg. So when I'm talking about saying loud, I'm black and I'm proud, you very may be that young black egg, that one that's just, I'm just different, sweetie. That ether is all got all designer on me. Maybe you do, but it does feel like something about the unique nature in which you present. Boy, that's what's coming through. Thank y'all for showing up today. Y'all clowning, and I ain't gonna lie, I appreciate it. I actually love it. So thank you. Thank you for all the fandom. That means a lot to me. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate you guys following the channel and just bringing in the sheaves, right? I thank y'all sharing, y'all liking, all of that good stuff. It really means a lot to me. Thank Thank you for the repost, flowers. That's what I mean, and the follow. Like, that's my heart. This is what I live for. So I hope that these messages benefit you guys. I will likely come back to do extended. What I do, just for your knowledge, for those of you who are new here, welcome. Right, welcome. Appreciate you. I do more lives and I do content posting on the channel, and I don't know. I may switch that up some, but I want it to be fruitful. So I don't like it when I post content on the channel and then it's, it doesn't go anywhere. But I also don't get bothered by it because I realize, that could change in an instant. So some of you go check out the channel. There's some content there, some of the replays from the live. Nonetheless, it's a link in the description box because most of my content is on Patreon, and we have probably about 1,300, 1,400 videos that are on Patreon, lots of content and more being made on the regular. So you can check that out. Also have a YouTube. You can get through to everything via Patreon. My other TikTok, Shop Tarot Palace. But further, I usually do these messages daily where we'll start at the top of the day and we'll do morning, top of the day, we'll do midday, which is more so like evening hours, and then we'll do the end of the day, and looking at the energy with oracle messages only. And then I will pull out the tarot and we get a bit more detailed, get a bit more information to kind of like break it down a little further. Sometimes that goes into just being a general message, which is cool. I rarely do questions on my channel because I believe spirit simply speaks through me. So it's not an unwillingness to take them. Sometimes you'll see if they are in context. Then I will just speak from on the question from a generalized perspective versus doing personal readings. Because I believe if you truly have an issue in your life that warrants me giving you personal messages, then they need to be that. They need to be personal, not in front of a whole crowd or group of people. And so I like to keep my personal reads. If you want me to pull a card for your situation, I'll let you drop a little ducat in the bucket in order to do that. But I encourage people to get a personal if you truly have a situation where you need a personal. That way it's not convoluted. That way you're not mixing up somebody else's messages for your own. And you also have an opportunity to be spiritually enriched. Because everybody that comes here, some of y'all know this, is different people at different walks of life. You can tell by the questions. Is he cheating on me, right? Will they ever come back? Usually we ask questions like that when we're operating from a space of fear. Some of you are beyond the worrying. You're looking more at what do I need to be focusing on in my life right now, right? What direction should things be going? What do I need to find my hands to do next, right? What is on the priority list? I have this situation and I'm between a rock and a hard place. Which way do I need to go? And just so you guys know, yes, my readings are premium. What does that mean? They come with a premium price because my time is valuable. But most people who know me, members, they're my members. They don't pay. They don't have to. They honestly know if you reach out to me and you got something going on. I'm not about the money, so they know I'm a helpful person, and I say that with a grain of salt, because no, I'm not about to just throw myself at the world. But some of you, like the girl that I was talking to, that said you left a situation. Sometimes spirit will put things or people on your radar, and will have you make an offering of some sort. So I say that because don't allow premium pricing to deter you. If you recognize a sense of being spirit led, perhaps there's something for you. Maybe it is just join the free community on Patreon and be a part, so that you can receive those messages, things of that nature. Okay. Premium pricing just keeps me from, I'm sorry, I can't do these, these 1 hour, $30, $40, $60 readings. That's not good use of my time. I have way too much to do to be, to spend time, and most of the readings end up lengthy anyway, because you guys, when you have me one-on-one, I take my time, I answer your questions. I don't rush through things. I make sure that what you got is what you needed. Do you feel a stronger sense of security? Do you have a greater sense of clarity? Is there anything else I can answer for you? I make sure that things are completed. Do you have a need for anything? I ask you how you're feeling. I ask you, you know what I mean, where in any other area of life it is that, so it's thorough. We're not rushing and just, there you go, here's your reading, right? Go off and have yourself a good day. We're actually working through some things, and I allow you access if you have to follow up with a question or questions, that come up within a reasonable time after the reading, after you've contemplated it. I even allow you the opportunity to be able to come back to me, and gain additional clarity where I can give you, and I'll give you insight. I'll give you remedies. Some of y'all got recipes. I'll give you tools. I'll suggest certain products. If I don't give them to you myself, you are learning. So it's not just a basic, this ain't no yes or no question, okay? Because most of the questions that we have in life are not just about yes or no. It's about being certain and being confident in the direction it is that is best for you. So that's what it is my goal to do. Y'all, that is all for the daily grind. Again, water, fire, ether, operating in flow today, but what feels like discerning again the real in myself from the fake. The real in a situation from the fake. Is it God? Is it not God? If it is God, then this is, I just heard running directly to it. It's running to it. Yeah, I hear Whitney. I want to run to you. So I do feel having the confidence, being given the assurance, spiritual evidence presenting that gives you the assurances that you need to literally rush in, to run right in, to run smack dab to, or again, to run away. Okay, if that's what you need to do, and perhaps in running away, running directly to God. Y'all, I love you. Like, follow, subscribe, all of that good stuff.